Doctors, do you feel like your to-do list never ends and your calendar is running your life? If you feel overwhelmed and unsure how to get organized, this is your 2025 game plan to take back control and finally start breathing. I'm Dr. Simone Ellis, and I know what it feels like to completely be consumed by work, juggling endless tasks, and still feeling like there's not enough time in the day. But here's the good news. I've been where you are, and I've developed strategies that can help you not just survive, but thrive. And I've helped doctors create systems that work for them, and today I'm going to share you my 2025 game plan with you. In this video, I'm going to give you tools to tackle overwhelm head-on and organize your life in a way that creates freedom, balance, and productivity. And by the end, you will have actionable strategies to feel in control of your time and your future. Doctors, the first step in your 2025 game plan is to purge the chaos. This means clearing mental clutter and starting fresh. And for me, the chaos used to be my default. My family would consistently, tell me I was running around like a chicken with her head cut off. And I'm from Kansas, but I don't want to be a chicken with her head cut off. I did not have a schedule, and so I was saying yes to everything. All events, yes. Commitments, yes. You name it. And I had to find myself speeding around town, like completely exhausted and still feeling like I wasn't doing enough. And it wasn't just my calendar that felt hectic. My life was hectic. My house was hectic. It was all masked by this illusion that I was being productive. The truth, I wasn't. I was overwhelmed, I was confused, and I was stuck in a cycle that I did not know how to break. And the first thing I did to purge the chaos was dump everything that was swirling around in my head and putting it on paper. So this brain dump gave me a game-changing strategy because it helped me see what I was dealing with and starting off to organize my thoughts. Once I did that, I could finally breathe and start fresh. So if you are feeling overwhelmed, I want you to try this. Grab a notebook, open to your notes app, and do a full brain dump. And if you are needing a little help getting started, you can download my free brain dump template. It's a simple tool designed to help guide you through the process of helping organize your thoughts. You can grab it in the link below. And so once you've downloaded this brain dump template, here's how you can use it to start organizing your life and taking control. I want you to fill out each section thoroughly. So let's block about an hour, and I want you to start with beginning with patient care, right? Write down everything you need in your mind that's related to your patients, whether it's follow-ups that you have in your brain, treatment plans you want to write down, lab results that you want to get. And then I want you to move to practice management. So you want to list the administrative tasks that are just all in your head, right? Or the managerial tasks that you keep thinking about that will help running your practice smoothly. And don't forget your personal commitments or your self-care, because these are the ones that seem to always go overlooked, but they're just as important. I want you to take your time. This is not a race to do this brain dump. You have to spend some time. Like I said, I recommend about an hour with all of the sections combined, because the goal is to get everything out of your head and onto paper. And once you've done this brain dump, you want to take a step back. So take a break for a second and then come back and look at your list and ask yourself, all right, what on this list is truly urgent? What can be delegated? What can be delayed or even taken off the list? You want to create a plan. So when you create this cross section, and this is called the Eisenhower Matrix, you want to use this list to create an actionable plan for the week. And so you want to start with your most important items and schedule them using time blocks or weekly reset routines. And the beauty of this is that this process clears the chaos from your mind and gives you the clarity that matters most. So by taking 15 minutes to do this, you're going to be amazed at how much lighter and more focused you feel. And remember, the brain dump template isn't just a one-time tool. You can use this whenever you feel overwhelmed or out of control, and it is your go-to reset button. All right, doctors, we are trained to operate in chaos, from handling life-to-death situations to rolling with the punches, but this kind of stress long-term is really killing us. And the truth is that the disorganization doesn't just hurt us, it impacts the people that we love too. But here's the thing, we do not have to live this way. And just because our industry has taught us to manage the curveballs doesn't mean that we cannot choose peace in our own lives. It's really time for us to take control and clear the chaos and create that balance we deserve. After you are purging the chaos and everything is laid out, the next step to do is prioritization. And this is where you have to figure out what truly matters and letting go of what doesn't. This for me was one of the hardest things because everything felt urgent. Like everything feels urgent. And I don't know if you guys feel that, but like sometimes that whole list, you're like, I need to do this and I need to do this. But I would have this long list to do things. And by the end of the day, I barely got through any of them because it left me feeling like I wasn't accomplishing anything, which as a high achiever, this is like crushing to us. And I never forget the day where a friend looked at me and said, why do I always get the last bits of you? Like, I don't even get the best parts of you. I just get the leftovers. And that stung because I realized that I wasn't just overcommitting. I was really giving the people that I cared about the most weak version, the most tired version of myself, the most distracted, the not fully present. I knew something had to change, so I started learning how to prioritize. And that's when I discovered what I talked about earlier, that Eisenhower Matrix. And this changed everything for me because I learned how to categorize my tasks. You know, again, like I said, I was struggling with everything seemed important, but how it breaks it down is that the urgent and important tasks, you do it now. And then the next section, which is important but not urgent, you can schedule those. And then the urgent but not important, you delegate that. And the items that were neither urgent nor important, you just take them or eliminate them. So for someone like me who always thought that everything was a priority, this gave me really good clarity because I started to identify what was really deserving of my time and more importantly, what wasn't. And I had to learn to let go of tasks that I thought that I could only do. Delegating was one of the hard first things because I always felt like nobody could do it better than me. You know, I'm the boss, so like no one could do this better than me. But I realized that that was holding me and holding on to everything was really making me less effective, both personally and professionally. When I first started saying no to things, that did not also feel good. I felt so stretched thin, but then I started to realize like I was becoming more intentional and more present and honest and more at peace. And so if I feel overwhelmed, I encourage you to ask yourself, what tasks align with your goals? What can I let go of and what can I delegate? Because prioritizing isn't about getting more done, it's about getting the right things done at the right time with the right focus. And that shift changed not only my productivity, but it changed my perspective on time and energy. So guys, the game changer is the Eisenhower Matrix because it literally helps you decide on what is important. And the best part is that you can teach your team how to use it. And this concept has completely changed my chaotic practice because I had to set boundaries and teach my team not to keep bothering me with tasks that they thought were neither urgent nor important mixed in with the urgent and important. Like absolutely not. We're not gonna keep mixing those things together. My brain needed the segmentation and this tool gave me the clarity that I was missing. So using the Eisenhower Matrix will not only help you feel more in control, but it will also teach your team how to prioritize so that everyone's energy is focused on what truly matters. And trust me, this will make you feel so much better. Once you purge the chaos and prioritize your tasks, the next step is to plan your week. And this is where you start turning your goals into action and creating the structure that works for you. For me, this step did not come naturally. I used to think that I've got this all in my head. I don't need to write it down. But the reality is that I'd overcommit and I missed deadlines and I would be feeling like I was playing catch up all the time. I'll never forget one week where I was completely forgot a friend's important dinner and I hadn't put it on my calendar and it was embarrassing and worse, it made me feel like I wasn't showing up for people who mattered the most. And that's when I realized that I really needed a better system, not just good intentions. And so I started using a planner, and y'all, that's another game changer. One planner I absolutely love is the Law of Attraction planner because it helps me set weekly and daily goals. It tracks my progress, and it even rewards myself for like wins for the week or wins for the day. And if you're interested, you can grab one in the link below. But honestly, any planner will work as long as you use it consistently. And what makes a huge difference for me was also adding that accountability. And so for my coaching clients, that's one of the things that I love about my program is because my doctors have weekly accountability calls with their colleagues. And this meeting is a safe space for them to discuss their objectives and share their wins and tackle their challenges together and set the goals for the week. And it's an incredible way to stay focused and motivated. And if you're interested in becoming a part of like a supportive community like this, check out my website to learn more about joining one of my coaching programs, because that's how you can take control of your week. So let me show you guys how you can take control of your week the right way right now. The first, you want to set a weekly reset. So every Sunday, you want to start with planning out your week. And so I recommend about 30 minutes to review your brain dump and review your Eisenhower Matrix, and then set clear priorities with that onto your calendar. Once you have those clear priorities, you have to block your time. So you want to write down those 3 priorities for each day and block specific times for your calendar. And you have to treat these blocks like they're non-negotiable appointments. So like if you would not like a patient to not show for their appointment, of course, you don't miss that appointment with yourself, right? So you want to make sure you're showing up for yourself in those blocks of times. And you have to learn how to celebrate your wins. When you hit the goals, reward yourself. Even the smallest celebrations can keep you motivated and energized. So like today, my goal was to knock out 4 videos for 2025. And I'm gonna go treat myself to a nice like cup of tea and like wind down session, because that was a lot. Because planning your week is not about perfection, it's about progress, and it's about creating a life where you're not just getting through the day, but you're showing up intentionally and feeling in control. So whether you use a planner or an accountability group or both, which I think is really great, the key you have to think about is building systems that help you thrive. The final step in your 2025 game plan is to protect your energy. So this means setting boundaries and learning to say no and focusing on what truly matters. For me, this is one of the hardest lessons to learn because I've always been a people pleaser person. So saying yes was like to everything because I didn't want to let people down. But here's the thing, by overcommitting, I was still letting people down because I wasn't even showing up as my best self. I was late to events, I was exhausted during conversations, and I was spread so thin that I don't think anyone could get my full attention. And again, that friend that told me, I feel like I always get the last bits of you, like the leftovers, like that really hurt or hit me hard because I don't want to like give people like the remnants of me. I wasn't really being good for anyone as I was trying to be everything to everyone. I really wasn't good enough for anyone. And that's when I started to set boundaries and saying no to things that really didn't align with my goals or my priorities. And y'all, at first I really did feel guilty because I felt like I was disappointing people. But then I realized like actually being more intentional and impactful with my commitments I did make was making me feel a lot better. And the one thing that helped me was the time blocking, because I started to protect like specific times on my calendar for focused work or self-care. I even block out rest, y'all. Like my time clock goes down at 9:20 and that's my time for myself, and these blocks became so sacred and I treat them like appointments like I do with patients, like they're non-negotiables and they're essential. So here's how you can protect your energy too. You have to first learn how to say no and ask yourself, does this align with my goals and my priorities? And if this doesn't, it is okay to say no. I give you full permission. The next is to set time blocks. You have to dedicate specific times for work, specific times for personal projects, and rest. And protecting these times, you want to block them fiercely. And you have to communicate your boundaries. Let your team and your family and your friends know what your priorities are so they can help support you. But protecting your energy is not selfish. It is so necessary, because when you say no, you're not saying no to things that don't deserve you. You're saying yes to the things that truly matter. And that shift is going to transform not only how you schedule, but really your whole entire outlook on life. So in 2025, y'all, let's recap so that we have an amazing game plan for 2025 to get organized. We're going to purge the chaos like a pro. So we're going to clear our minds and start fresh with our brain dumps. We're going to prioritize like a pro. So we're going to focus on what truly matters. We're going to plan your week. You're going to create a structure that sets you up for success. And you're going to protect your energy. You want to set boundaries that say yes to the things that you serve. Now, these steps aren't just about managing your time. They are about taking control of your life and designing a future that feels intentional and fulfilling. So, Doc, if you are ready to take your organization and accountability to the next level, I'd love for you to join one of my coaching programs. And in this program, you're going to connect with a community of like-minded doctors who meet weekly for accountability sessions. And these meetings are safe spaces to set clear goals, tackle challenges, and celebrate wins together. And it is not just about getting organized. It's about creating a life of balance and intention surrounded by people who truly understand your journey. If this sounds like what you've been looking for, head over to my website to get more information and join one of our coaching programs. And together, we're going to help you design a life that feels fulfilling as the things that you work and love to do. Doctors, you have dedicated your life to saving others, and now it is time to save a little of that energy for yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. And the truth is that when you take time to control your time and your priorities, you don't just change your life, you show up better for the people who matter most. And this power to live with balance and intention is in your hands. If you are ready to take control of your life and find balance, don't just stop here. I want you to check out my next video, The Truth About Dr. Burnout That No One Tells You, where I dive into the hidden realities of burnout and how to overcome them. And if you are looking for more hands-on guidance, join me for my free webinars. We go in deep dives and we talk about strategies on how to achieve work-life balance and designing a life that feels fulfilling. And the links are in the description below. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss a video. Your journey to freedom and balance starts today. And I'll see you guys in the next video.